Hello, and welcome to Strange Solutions. I am your host, Darren, and I am playing Arkham Horror the Living card game in Lackey. I am playing currently as haha, that's funny, Norman Withers, and I am playing the Path to Carcosa, and I am at the Pallid Mask, I believe it's called. Yes. I had 1 XP after failing to take care of the organist in the last game, and I have 1 mental trauma. I've got everything set up here, including have done this first little section. Let's go ahead and read, and then we will get started here. Agenda 1A, Empire of the Dead. The dank, chill air of the catacombs penetrates your clothes and causes you to shiver. Everywhere you look, the remains of the dead greet you, a grim reminder of your own mortality. Each location is connected to each location adjacent to it, and it has a shroud value of 6. Act 1A, Through the Catacombs. At the end of the long tunnel next to you, the stranger steps through the darkness, his pale mask glinting in the candlelight. Wait, you call out. He glances your way before vanishing into the shadows. Once more, you are forced to track him down to find answers. Objective, find the man in the pallid mask. He is somewhere in the catacombs. Do not advance until you are instructed. We will go ahead and mulligan. So we will discard both of our weaknesses and go ahead and draw 2 to replace that. We'll discard that weakness and draw to replace that. I feel like speed is of the essence here, so I think I'm going to actually keep a shriveling, mom, and a working a hunch. I will discard Milan and the anatomical diagrams. We'll draw 2 more. Take all that, put it into my deck, shuffle, and we will reveal the top card of the deck. Oh boy. Of course. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Oh boy. So I think I'm going to take a fast action, which does not cause an attack of opportunity, to go ahead and get that clue. Probably should have read that to you real quick. It is the Shivering Pools. It is a 5-shroud location with 1 clue per investigator. It says it has the it says forced. After you end your turn at Shivering Pools, you must either take 1 direct damage or lose 5 resources. Forced when, and then I've already revealed because that was part of the instructions. So I am going to take an attack of opportunity to play Shriveling. So it does a damage and a horror. I will use a Shriveling Charge to be a 4, 5, 6 to 2 Chaos Bag. What do you have to say about that? That's a -1. So that gets discarded. Oops. And I will use my last action to go ahead and move to this version of the Catacombs. It is the Gate to Hell. It is a 1-shroud location with 2 clues per investigator. This is forced when the Gate to Hell is revealed. Put the top 2 catacombs in the Catacombs deck into play above and below the Gate to Hell. So we'll do encounter 2, that'll go above. We'll do encounter 2 again, that'll go below. Alright. And then it says some stuff in French. Sure. Enemy phase, there are currently no enemies. Upkeep phase, we will draw a card and gain a resource. We will add a doom. and draw an encounter card, which is Catacombs Docent. Spawn at the nearest unrevealed location. He has the action parlay test intellect of 4 to interpret the guide's ravings. If you succeed, look at the revealed side of any Catacombs location in play. Group limit once per game, and he has a combat of 3, a health of 2, and an agility of 2. We'll just put him here. I did not spend a clue when I went in here, but I did have it to spend, so. Alright, let's go ahead and get started here. So we will investigate here at a 5 to 1. We'll just take that straight up. That's a -1. That gets us a clue. Again, believing that speed is of the essence here, I'm actually going to go ahead and move into the location with the Catacomb Docent. He will engage me, so it's my second action. I will reveal that. It is a bone-filled cavern. It is a 3-shroud location with 2 clues per investigator. Has a victory value of 1. While you're investigating the bone-filled cavern, you have 1 fewer hand slot, and is forced when bone-filled cavern is revealed. Put the top 2 catacombs in the catacombs deck into play, below and to the right of bone-filled cavern. Well, I can't below, so we will just put this to the right. And I will use my last action to shrivel. This will be a 4 to 3, or pardon me, 4, 5, 6 to 3, and I'll just leave it at that. 6 to 3. That is a fail. Enemy phase, I will take a horror. I will draw a card and gain a resource. We will add a doom and draw an encounter card, which is a corpse dweller. Is a combat. That's why I was hoping to get rid of this guy. He has a combat of 3, a health of 5, and an agility of 4. Spawn, discard a humanoid enemy, which is going to be the Catacombs Docent. At any location, and spawn Corpse Dweller at that location. If there are no human enemies in play, he gains Surge instead, and he has Hunter and Retaliate. Well, now that's made life a little bit more interesting. Hasn't it, though? Yep, I guess we're going to go ahead and attempt to shrivel. 4, 5, 6 to 3. This time I am going to go ahead and commit Eureka to make it a 7 to 3. Chaos Bag. That's a -3. That's fine. That's a success. He takes 2 damage. We will put that back on top of my deck. We'll reveal the top 3 cards of my deck. I actually think I'm going to put that in my hand so I can commit it to that. We will shuffle. I'll reveal the top card of my deck again. Oh, that might potentially actually be helpful. We spent a lot of time. Now at this point, we will go ahead and use our second action to use shriveling again. So this will be 4, 5, 6 to 3. We'll go ahead and discard Protective Incantation to be a 7 to 3. Chaos Bag, that's a 0, so he takes 2 more damage. And then I think what I'm going to do, as much as I hate to, I'm going to go ahead and play Mom as fast action, so I can use my intellect as combat. And my last action, I will fight him at a 5 to 3, and I'll discard Split the Angle 7 to 3. Chaos Bag. That puts me back at 5, so I do a damage. He gets discarded. That goes back to the chaos bag. Yep, I'm fine. Upkeep phase, I will draw a card and gain a resource. Now, that could be helpful. We'll add a Doom and draw an encounter card. It's a ghoul minion. Boy, howdy, have I started this not on a good foot. I need a resource so that I can play that. I don't want to be taking too much damage in horror. I can't really evade him. Ugh. Guess we'll take an attack of opportunity to gain a resource. And then we'll Storm of Spirits. It'll be a 4-2. I'm going to go ahead and discard that to make me a 5-2. Skull. I am 1-2 away from the starting location, so that is successful. He will get discarded, and I will take a damage from the reaction on Storm of Spirits. Whew. I'm going to investigate at a 5-3. It's a 0. We're going to do it again, 5-3. That's successful. And I'm not going to put that clue on me because I'm going to go ahead and spend it by using shortcut to move to this catacombs location. It is the Well of Souls. It is a Forest Shroud location with 1 clue per investigator. It says forced after you end your turn at the Well of Souls, you must either take 1 direct horror or discard 2 random cards from your hand. And forced when the Well of Souls is revealed, put the topmost catacombs deck or catacombs in the catacombs deck into play above, below, or to the right of Well of Souls. We will just go ahead and I think we're going to put it below. And it has a victory value of 1. Alright. We will end our turn there, so we take a horror because we don't have 2 cards to discard. We will draw a card and gain a resource. We will add a Doom and draw an encounter card, which is a Poltergeist. Blech. This has not gone well for me thus far. I'm going to go ahead and try and parlay with the Poltergeist. I will be a 5-3 Chaos Bag. That's a -1. He takes a damage. We'll do it again. It's a -1. He takes a damage and gets discarded. We're going to go ahead and investigate at a 5. Oh boy. You know what? Nope, we're going to move, I think. We're going to just move back to the Bonefield Cavern. And we come to the enemy phase. Upkeep phase, we'll draw a card. Oh, now that might actually be helpful. And gain a resource. Healing a little horror right now would not be bad. We'll add a Doom and draw an encounter card, which is the Shadow Behind You. It is a terror. I could use it to get rid of that too. Revelation, put the shadow behind you into play in your threat area, limit 1 per investigator. As an action, you look behind you. forced at the end of your turn. If you do not perform the action ability, you must either discard all your resources or discard all cards in your hand, then discard the shadow behind you. Okay, I'm actually not that mad at that. So, I think what we're going to do is... Boy, I wish I could make sure I could get rid of that. I think we're going to use our first action to go here. We're going to spend 1 resource to heal 2 horror. And then we're going to investigate at a 5-to-1 chaos bag. That's a +1, so that succeeds. We did not perform this, so I'm just going to go ahead and discard all my resources. However, I should have drawn a card to put to there, so I'll just go ahead and do that now. So now I have no resources, and this gets discarded. Upkeep phase, we'll draw a card. Or no enemies. And gain a resource. We'll add a Doom to the agenda, which meets the Doom threshold, so this will flip. This is the Spectre of Death, a force from beyond. It has a combat of 3, it has health of 5 per investigator, and an agility of 3. It spawns at the starting location. Boo. It has the Hunter and Retaliate traits. While it is exhausted, it takes 1 less damage from each attack you make against it. And after you fail a skill test while attempting to evade the Spectre of Death, it attacks you. Oh boy. Let's move on to Agenda 2A, Empire of the Undead. All around you, the eyes of skulls glow with an otherworldly hue. A ghostly voice echoes throughout the labyrinthine catacombs. You sense a threatening presence looming around you. It is just outside your vision, past the dim fog that permeates through the catacombs, around every corner. And then each location is connected to each location adjacent to it still. We'll draw an encounter card, which is a Grasping Hands. This is basically what got me last time, and this is probably going to kill me, because I am a 1 versus a 3. I'll discard this, I guess, to make myself a 2 versus a 3. I mean, it's a 0, so I only take 1 damage. That's not bad. In my 1 test playthrough, I died of damage basically because of Grasping Hands. That's Norman's weak spot for sure. Be nice to have a mom in hand at that point. Alright, well I need to get away from this guy pretty quick here, so I think we're going to use our first action to spend a clue to move here. It is the Candlelit Tunnels. It is a 3-shot location with 2 clues per investigator. It has the action test intellect of 3 to read an ancient sign. If you succeed, look at the revealed side of any catacombs location in play. Group limit once per game. Forced when Candlelit Tunnels is revealed, put the top 2 catacombs and the catacombs deck into play to the left and right of the catacombs. So again, I only get one location, because there's already 1 to the left. So we just get the 1 to the right. So I'm actually not going to spend any more time here. I'm going to just use my second action to spend a clue to go into that catacombs location. And we will flip it and add the 2 clues. It is a it's a 4-shot location with 2 clues per investigator. Forced when it is revealed advance to Act 1B. It is the stranger's shadow. Rows of skulls chatter their teeth endlessly as you pass through a narrow stone archway into a round chamber illuminated by firelight. In the center of the tomb stands the stranger, peering into the blaze. Across the wall, shadows dance and twist with the flickering of the flame. The stranger turns to face you, and his own shadow spreads across the wall. Where his shadow's arms should be, tentacle shapes emerge, enveloping the walls in darkness. He lifts his hands toward the wall as if trying to show you something. Spawn, the set-aside man of the pallid mask weakness in the Tomb of Shadows, so with me instead of his normal spawn location. Check the campaign log. If Ishimaru is not listed under the VIP slain, and spawn her at the... oh, that's the wrong Ishimaru. Phooey. Alright. We're going to just go to the deck editor real quick. And we're going to put in here, we're going to put Sickening Reality. I just need the one that's Ishimaru real quick. Constance, Jordan, Ishimaru. We will just put her in the aside. Sorry about this. We'll save it real quick. Load. She goes to the starting location. She is just skin and bones. She has a combat of 6, a health of 4, and an agility of 3. She has the hunter keyword forced after you deal damage to Ishimaru Hiroku by an effect other than an attack. Draw the topmost card of the encounter deck. She has a victory of 0 and does 1 health and 1 damage. Of course, now I need to go on to the next act. Act 2A. Pardon me. The path is barred. The shadows cast along the bone walls shift into shapes of several figures, acting out a macabre parody of the King in Yellow. Objective: tell us how to stop the path from opening. If the man in the pallid mask is defeated, advance. Objective: what is he trying to show us? Investigators in the Tomb of Shadows may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. And that takes 2 clues per investigator. So no further locations gets revealed. I think I'm going to just investigate. Let's see, so that's going to be a 6 if I try to investigate using the ability on him, but I could spend those clues if I just investigate once. I'll be a 5 versus a 4. I'll put... Alright, I'm going to go ahead and discard Christopher to put myself up a 1. So I'm 6 versus 4. Chaos Bag. That's a fail. That's my last action. Enemy phase, these 2 guys will come to here. Upkeep phase, I will draw a card and gain a resource. We'll add a Doom to the agenda and draw an encounter card, which is an Obscuring Fog. Boo! So Hazard Revelation attached to your location, limit 1 per location. Attached location gets +2 Shroud. After attached location is successfully investigated, discard Obscuring Fog. Boy, howdy. I kind of don't know what to do here. I'm probably going to fail this one as well. Norman was doing so good up to this point, but in my test runs he struggled with this. I'm almost tempted to go 1, 2, so that, and just investigate here as a just because, just so that these guys will move here, and then on my next turn I'll have Christopher in hand, and I can go 1, 2 back and commit Christopher and Eureka to this test. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go action 1, I'm going to come to the Candlelit Tunnels. Action 2, I'm going to come to the Well of Souls. And action 3, I'm going to investigate at a 5 to 4 Chaos Bag. What do you have to say about that? Oh, okay. Well, okay. I don't care so much about changing stuff out. I mean, it's fine. I'm going to get that clue, though. Right. And then that's that. Enemy phase, this will move here. She will move here. Upkeep phase, I will draw a card. How does his work? After weakness is revealed to top of your deck, draw it. So, well, that really didn't hurt me that bad. We'll gain a resource. Add a Doom. And we will draw an encounter card, which is a Spirit's Torment. Oh, I should have taken a horror when I ended my turn here, which I did not do. Alright, we're going to just hope for the best here. Oh, actually, what we can do is we'll go 1, 2. I'm in the Tomb of Shadows. I will just go ahead and spend the 2 clues that I have to advance. Wow, that was kind of amazing. If you spend clues to advance. Recognizing that the stranger poses no immediate danger to you, you study your surroundings and the strange shadows along the wall. He takes something from the fire, and the shadows twist and distort once more, revealing a strange diagram. Mark 2 doubt in your campaign log. Remove the man in the pallid mask from the game. I'm just going to put him to the side because he does come back to your deck afterwards. And then advance to Act 3A, leading the way. So we'll just go ahead and remove the other one from the game. We'll put, whoops, leading the way into play. The shadows along the walls of the tomb begin to coalesce. Strange runic symbols twist into the image of a building with a tall tower, its spires reaching up toward the ceiling. Then the stranger beckons for you to follow and disappears through the stone archway behind you. Ignore the forced ability on blocked passage. Okay. Objective of each undefeated investigator is at the blocked passage, advance. So I must find the blocked passage. I will go ahead and I have one more action, which I will use to move back to the Candlelit Tunnels, actually. Alright, enemy phase, these 2 guys will come here. Upkeep phase, I will draw a card. Oh boy. And gain a resource, that was actually going to be helpful. We will add a Doom to the agenda and draw an encounter card, which is Crypt Chill. I'm not worried about passing this. It's a 4 to 4. I don't have any charges on shriveling anyway. That's a fail. So I'll just discard shriveling. Alright. We will... Okay, Norman is going to play Working a hunch for fast. It's still going to cost 2 because of this in his hand. It would be -1 because of his ability, but this makes it cost 1 more, so that doesn't cost him. Oh, shoot. I did not mean to shuffle my deck. I am not going to re-record because of that, though. And I gained one of the clues on that location. And I will go 1, 2, spend a clue. It is a Labyrinth of Bones. It is a 2-shroud location with 2 clues per investigator. Forced when the Labyrinth of Bones is revealed, put the top 3 catacombs locations in above, below, and to the right. So we basically get 2, 1 below, and 1 to the right. I'll just move this at this point. And we will investigate using our last action at a 5 to 2. No, I kind of want... we're going to just go for it. It's going to be a little bit now before those things get to us. Chaos Bag is a -2. That's a success. That working a hunch actually saved my bacon. Alright. Enemy phase. I guess these 2 guys will just come to here. Upkeep phase, we'll draw a card and gain a resource. We will add a doom to the agenda and draw an encounter card, which is a Corpse Dweller. There are no humanoid enemies, so I will draw another encounter card. Boo! It's a ghoul minion. It's 2 combats, 2 health, 2 evade. And that's going to be a pain. Boy. Alright, fast action, we're going to play... Hold up, what is the cost on this? We're going to play a Mom for 2. We're going to attempt to evade him at a 5 to 2. Well, he is evaded. Drop him there. I'm going to move my card to here. Boy, howdy. So it could be here, but I can move. I guess they'll move there next round. I could have them move here, though. No, but if I move here, because I don't want to stay here and have to keep dealing with this guy. Ugh, I'm in a weird situation. I guess I'll investigate at a 5 to 2. Chaos Bag. That's a -1. That gets me that clue. I'm going to go ahead and spin that clue, so I'm not going to put it on myself to move here. Oh boy. It's a narrow shaft. It's a 2-shroud location with 1 clue per investigator. Forced when you would move from the narrow shaft to an unrevealed location, test agility of 3. If you fail, take 1 damage and cancel the effects of that move. Forced when it is revealed, put the topmost catacomb in the catacombs deck into play above or to the right. Just to make life a little easier, I'll put it to the right. So I evaded, I investigated, I moved. Upkeep phase. Or, pardon me, enemy phase. These guys, I guess, will move here. Upkeep phase. I will draw a card and gain a... I could have just left that in my hand. It really didn't matter. Gain a resource. Add a Doom. And draw an encounter card, which is Eyes in the Wall. Revelation, test willpower of 3. For each point you fail by, take 1 horror. When assigning, it must be divided as evenly as you can. I should have discarded this. So this would be a 4 to 3. Investigate, move, and hopefully move. See, my fear is if it's here, I wish I knew. I've got one more location, so it's going to be one of these 3 locations that's left, the place that I'm looking for. Well, I tell you what, let's do this test. We'll focus on that first. So this is 4 to 3. Guess we'll put Eureka in on it because I don't really. I mean, that makes it 5 to 3. Who cares so much if I fail this? So that is like a -5, I guess. So 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's a -3. So that put me at 2. So is that 5? That puts me at 2 to 3. So I take a horror. So if I investigate, move. Oh, that test is going to be... Well, no, I've got this to help with that test. Oh, wait. This should be here, shouldn't it? That should be there, right? Alright, we're going... No, I can't, because as soon as I take that clue, I can't play that. So maybe we just move. And hopefully there'll be a clue there we can investigate and move. Yep, so we're going to move. We have to do this agility test of 3. I'm going to go ahead and commit both of these. I'm fairly certain that should be in my hand. I'm not going to go back and verify that if I'm wrong. I just want to put this out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3. Chaos bag. That's a 0, so that's successful. Spin a clue. Stone archway. Ignore the text on unrevealed locations adjacent to stone archways. When it is revealed, put the topmost card to the right. Oh, that could not have been better. Except now I got to get back around them potentially, and I don't need to investigate again. So I've moved. I will move again. Oh boy. Blocked passage. It is a 7 shroud location with 0 clues. Forced, when you reveal blocked passage, take 2 damage. You cannot leave blocked passage this round. Something here says that I ignore the forced ability on blocked passage. And objective of each undefeated investigators at the blocked passage advance. Boy, that could not have been any luckier. The secret exit. Following the stranger's lead, you take a circuitous route through the underground passageways. Finally, you're confronted by a dead end, a tunnel blocked by an impossibly thick wall of collapsed bone and rubble. The stranger stands nearby, holding a partially charred skull he pulled from the fire in the Tomb of Shadows. What now, you ask, confused. He holds the skull aloft, and the floor begins to collapse into a pit of dark emptiness below. Bones and rubble from the wall fall into the pit, and it grows larger with each moment. The stranger bows, then falls backward into the pit before you can grab him. Wait, you call out, but it is too late. With the pit growing and threatening to swallow the catacombs entirely, you have no choice but to follow him. Resolution 2. Wow, so even if I wasn't supposed to have that additional the one that has the 3 question mark icons, I pulled a 0, so I'm not going to re-record because there was a clue there that allowed me, that I would have been 4 to 3, so I still would have passed it. And if there would have been some reason, like if I'd have gone back and I wasn't supposed to have that in my hand and I would have failed it, I wouldn't put this out, but because I did pass it, this allowed me to move without having to spend a clue, thank goodness, and that just happened to be where I needed to go. So, yeah, that was close. Other than the potential card snafu out there at the end, if you happen to notice of any other mistakes that I made, let me know. I think I caught everything. There's a lot that goes on in this game, so it's easy to miss stuff. But, of course, you can always comment in the comment section below. If you like what I do, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. If you want to contact me, I'm around most of the places, the Discord, the Twitch, all sorts of other places, the Reddit, as Jacques Steampunk. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.